Good evening, YouTube. Welcome to Live from Lockdown. Probably should have renamed it and called it Last from Lockdown. Hope you're all keeping well. Hope you're all well. Fucking Last Dance got me into fucking buying basketball jerseys now. I've got another 2 on the way. It's nice weather though. Impressive dance from down. Oh, I don't dance. Fucking abracadabra. Allah Akbar. What the? I don't know what you lot are fucking on about. We've been flying by the seats of our arses tonight because I didn't know how to end this stream. Like, you know, it seemed like after what 36 streams that just to stop it wouldn't be the way to do it. So this is definitely the last dance, the last stream of that series. Not the last stream ever, because I do need to come up. Right, I'm going to highlight this comment because he keeps on about it. Liverpool game, and there's someone pretending to be him. Block him. If it's not got that Lara Croft picture, it's not LFC gamer. So tonight's plan, I don't know, call it the roast of Dainster Q&A. First half hour, you're just going to have me, and then after that, it's going to be open mic for anyone who wants to join. So I know Big Mike's already sat here in the background, so he's the only one with the link at the moment. So, Mike, if you want to just leave for half an hour and then when I open it up, you can be the first one on. So anyone who wants to come on tonight and you want the link, I will post the link here in the comments now. But no good joining for the first half hour because I won't accept it. And if you don't have a picture, like obviously of yourself, or if it's Rob your hands, I won't let you on. Because I'm not fucking stupid and I'm not going to get trolled. It's as simple as that. So here's the link coming up in the comments for anyone who wants to join. So first of all, I want to say I hope you're all well, all enjoying the weather. Hope you're all having a beer. What have I been doing? I've been playing a lot of video games, especially the last week. Bought Maneater, as you all saw. Put fucking hours into that. About 17 hours, I reckon I've put into that. Completed it. Should be 100%, but there's a fucking glitch on one of the boxes you have to collect. So I should have 100%ed everything, but that glitch on the box is preventing me. So I'm hoping I'm going to install a patch. Really good game. It's not as long as I'd have liked it to be, but then again, I have fucking blasted through it. So it's a bit like Jaws with GTA. Really enjoyable. I just kept going and going and going, and you know, I was spending every hour I was awake playing that game. I really enjoyed it. Story's good, lots of collectibles, you know, so it would be the first ever game in a modern console that I'd 100%ed if that fucking box hadn't glitch. So that's pissed me off. And then I thought, because I'd enjoyed Maneater, I was enjoying playing the PS4. About a year ago, I bought Jurassic World Evolution. Basically, it's like theme park, but you're building Jurassic Park. Now, I've played fucking probably about 30 hours into it alone this week just to get a fucking T-Rex, and now I've got 2 of them fighting. But if you've not played that game, it's fucking brilliant. Really, really good. I remembered why I abandoned it because fucking 2 of my dinosaurs. Raz, why are you fucking joining now? You fucking penis. First half hour, I'm going to talk. Then you can all join. So, goodbye, Raz. As long as you all know the link's working. First question. Carlton Palmer, worst player to play for England or West Brom, Sheffield? He probably is the worst player to play for England, but he is a little bit of a legend. Apparently, like fucking... He was at someone at the back end of his career. I think Jeff Horsfield talked about it on Under the Cosh. And he used to turn up in all these flash suits and everything and flashing money about. But yeah, he was a young lad at West Brom. I don't think he played many games. Big lanky streak of piss. But no doubt he made a bit of money out of football. I will answer football questions. If you want to ask me any questions about the stream, any question. As Tootie, Darren Anderton, worst player for England. Fuck me, I'm timing you out. If you write some shit like that again, Darren Anderton is one of the greatest players for England. Shit for Tottenham, hardly ever fit, but brilliant for England. So yeah, so I'm just going to waffle on for a bit. I've been playing, as I say, Jurassic World Evolution. I think Russ got me thinking about that because he had a little bit of drama with old Tony, asking some bloke who was on Tony's stream if he owned a baby raptor because he looked like John Hammond. So that was that. But no, I've been really enjoying it. Really fucking good game. Graphics good. It can get stressful. I think I'm on my because you move from the islands to island. I was on one that was really fucking stressful. And I'll tell you something. Velociraptors and T-Rexes are easier to look after than fucking Triceratops, man. Last night it was stressing me because like I was this close to unlocking the T-Rex, and I was like, I'm going to keep going till I do it. So that was that. What's this? Got any teams outside Britain? Who? Me? I used to have a soft spot for Inter Milan, but what have I? Good question. Fuck me, questions coming thick and fast. What? Sneztastic. Let's answer Pete's questions. Dane, so what have you learnt about yourself doing these streams? Not a lot, really, because I'm quite a big Eddie cunt, if I'm honest, and I always knew I'd be quite a good host and I could talk a bit. I don't know. What have I learned? I've learned there's a lot of good people in the community, and there's a lot of good people come back to the community, like my man X-File in the comment, Junior. I've learned there's a lot of generous people as well. In fact, we'll go on to that, what I've learned. There's a lot of generous people. A lot of people have gifted me stuff. Now, I didn't do this stream to be given any recognition, to give myself any sort of status in the community, and certainly not to receive free gifts. But he said about yourself. That's what I said. That's what I'm saying. I learned about myself that I'm a fucking good host, you know. But a lot of people have gifted me things which I'm going to do in a picture video. But what have I learned about myself? As I say, not a lot. I always thought I was quite capable of doing it. I probably learned that, like, I don't know. I'm a little bit more tech savvy than I thought I was. If you build it, they will come. Are you on about Jurassic Park or these fucking streams? It could be stressful at times because, I didn't set any rules with this. So, like, there was like unset rules, which some people, like, I didn't tell people not to share stuff and they did. But I don't know. Perhaps I've learned I'm a little bit more popular. I've already thought I was fucking pretty popular anyway. But, there's a lot of people I get on well or I can communicate with who I didn't really know and now I do. So, maybe being a bit of a big-headed and outgoing twat is quite fucking useful, especially when it comes to myself. Have you learned more about 24p? Oh, no, that's just fucking Dylan probably chatting shit. Question. Wow, that's a horrible question. What is your favourite stream, i.e. best laugh? See, I've enjoyed all the streams, but to mention some, like, obviously I enjoy being on with Stu, because me and Stu have really, really good banter. I thought the one with Raz and Jay, that really I tried to pair everyone up with someone I know, so Raz and Jay, that really flew by. Trying to think of like some highlights, but they were all good fun. Like, obviously the one with Beth and Kev, that was great. Like, I always think the best streams is when you hear very little from fucking me and hear everything from the people who are talking. If that chemistry is right, like, someone's pointed out here that Dave Perry, LFC game, Dave Perry was fucking brilliant. Like, if you just watch that stream, you'd think me and Dave Perry were like some sort of mates, and I like to think we're mates now. But before that, like, I'd bought the Games Animal T-shirt off Dave, so I'd obviously contact him about that. When he started YouTube, I'd spoke to him about that. But if me and Dave had like 3 or 4 conversations over the last couple of years, that was it. Like, but I think that's more down to him being a very humble person, like, and it just came off as good banter. But I've enjoyed all the streams, man. I've not had a bad guest. I mean, I've been stood up by guests, but I've not had a bad guest. Everyone's had a good laugh and, you know, enjoyed themselves. And to be honest, I hope everyone who either A, comes to the comments has gained something from this, or B, if you've been on the stream, you've gained something from it. Like, you know, I know early on, Tim, Bad Fuck Up, he was inspired to do his first video in ages because I'd done these streams, and it made him. If I've inspired one person to do 1 minute of video on YouTube, then this whole thing's been a success for me. You know what I mean? It started organically, it grew organically, and this is just the full stop on it now. Like, you know, because we're more or less out of lockdown, aren't we? You know, fucking everyone's doing whatever they want now. So, you know, I just thought it would be a fitting end. I'm going to scroll because I know there's been some more questions, so bear with me. What has surprised you most about the streams? What has the amount of people that watch? I mean, fuck me, I've just looked up now. There's 51 people watching, and this is not me. I know I come across as I am a big-headed twat, but it's massively humbling when I see the figures of like 51 people watching my stream. Now I'm close to 500 subs. I'm not near there. But when I look at people who've got thousands of subs and they've not got as many viewers, that is what's massively surprised me. So if I'm somewhat entertaining, and obviously my guests are all entertaining, then, you know, that's what surprised me. Also the people who reached out to me, like who, you know, I got messages real early on, like saying this is brilliant what you're doing, and it just inspired me. As I say, like, it started off with the first stream with me, Pete, and Mike, just testing the water, how to use the software, you know, trying to build up, because we were thinking about bringing the TRL back. I'm not sure if we are. Yes, no, that's not been discussed for a while. I know Pete, Mike, and Mark have got a project that they're working on. But then it just grew from there, and I hate to use like fucking common sayings, but it like snowballed. So yeah, like the captive audience, like people in the comments, people watching, people who comment after the videos. So that would be that. I hope that's a good enough answer, because Cooper, what are your hopes for what do you hope Sega announcing this week, and what do you really think it is? What I would like them to announce is that they're going to sponsor this channel going forward and give me thousands of pounds, and I don't have to go back plastering houses. Now, I know that's not going to happen. I think, and there's been a lot of talk about it, they're going to somewhat merge with Microsoft, merge with them, maybe put the Sega head on some sort of console. Mate, I hope they're not just going to announce another Mini. That would be shit. Maybe they're going to give one of the current systems exclusives to Sega software. Or maybe they're just going to go out there and bring out another console. Maybe it's going to be hard to jump in at the current stage, though. So I don't know. It's all guess and speculation. It's going to be fucking good, though, because it's been pushed. So I'm quite excited about it. I hope it just doesn't become underwhelming or underperforms, because it was sad the way Sega ended it, and well, not end. They're still going in. They're making games, but you know, the whole console race. It'd be nice to see them back, because you know they've been there like Nintendo, early doors in the arcades and doing stuff, if not before Nintendo. So it would be good to see them back. Question: Can you tell Retro Ed Steve how to pronounce Sega? It's Sega, Steve. Steve's one of the people who's been sent a care package by me this week. There's a few of you who are receiving stuff in the post, so do keep watching. 7 more subs till 500. I keep losing the fucking questions because you are talking too much. Let's fucking scroll. I should have got someone to just come in to do all my admin. Question. Oh, Brock, the 80s dude. I've not seen you in the stream before. I know you're following me on Instagram, and I met you at Doncaster, so hello. With the government lockdown, will you be heading back to the boots this weekend? Oh, man, this is the hard one. Hardest question of the night. I want to go, out of curiosity. If you live near me and you follow any of the local boot sales, I've been quite active on there. Now they're all. I first early doors. I suggested let the booters come in, set up, and then release the public. Blah blah blah. So I see some boot sales work like that anyway. They're not going to be able to manage social distance. See, my biggest problem is if they let the booters in 2 hours before, then they should ban them from selling anything till opening time, because all people are going to do is say they're selling, walk around like they do fucking anyway. But will I be going back? My heart tells me I want to go, so I'm fucking itching for a boot sale. It's the most exercise I do all week. My head's telling me I probably shouldn't. I may just see how it goes. You know, worst case scenario, I'll drive my car there. If it's too chaotic, I'll go home. That is my honest answer. But I am intrigued to see how it's going to work. So that is my honest answer. Edward Connor, hello. What game would you like to be made out of any? Like, like any film or any, like, you know, sort of game. I'm looking around the room for something for inspiration. Trying to think. I'd like a good Thundercats game. I know we got some shit ones on the 8-bit series. A good Thundercats game. That or a good Mask game, something like that. You know how like they did the Transformers Devastation a few years ago, something like that. Like, you know, in fact, you could call it Saturday Morning Cartoon Pack and do a few of them. So yeah, as for the boot sales, I'm in an iron on TRL comeback. Not too sure about that, Dylan. As it's there. Kevin Wolford, 1, 2, 3. All right, Kev. Do you go to the barbers and ask for a reverse Tony gun? That's quite funny, because actually today I was watching some sort of prank video on Facebook, and someone got a reverse mohawk, so just that bit missing. And the guy who was stood in the background had a similar sort of hairstyle for Tony. But I don't go to, if I do go to the barbers, I usually go to an Eastern European one in the local shopping centre, because he gets the blade and he fucking proper gets tight. He does a nice shape in my beard. Obviously, I've not been able to, so Mrs. cuts it for me. So that's currently, but I'll just say, you know, cut the bits that aren't long or grey, which is probably, it's gone back blonde now because the colour's washed out. Not so much a question, but big thanks for... Thank you very much. I appreciate everyone who's watching now. I appreciate everyone who's watched the stream, everyone who's been on the stream. I can't thank anyone enough, because it's been brilliant. I just read a comment there from Mark. You're all writing fucking ones. You're making it hard for me tonight. Right. I need to start marking the last question so it doesn't keep going. Lawn Boy said he'll come on tomorrow. It's too late. It's all over. So what's the ones in the... Shall we do a one if we agree with Beth? I don't know what Beth said. If it's... She said that... Thank you very much, and appreciate all the ones. Unless there was another comment above that said something bad about me, and then you can all go fuck yourselves. Thank you very much, LFC Gamer. As I say, if I inspire anyone to do a minute, then these streams have been a massive success. Let's see if we can find any more questions. I'm back to the question for Dane. Who else would it be a fucking question for, Eddie? There's only me fucking here. You fucking... We all know you don't spend much at the boot out, but it's a one item. See, I don't spend much of it. I'm trying to think. I bet you there's nothing in this room, right? Nothing in this room that I've spent over 80 quid on. Nothing in this room, other than, like, obviously my current gen consoles. In fact, that's bullshit, because I got my PS4 Pro by doing the old CX. So there's nothing. There's some stuff I've paid more than I'd like to because I'm fucking cheap. But I can genuinely look around the room and there's not a single item, especially retro. that I've spent, I mean, I'd probably say even over 70 quid on. I'm really, really, really fucking cheap, if I'm quite honest. So sorry if that's a shit answer to your question, but I don't spend a lot of money. In fact, I went mad when my missus bought me this Dreamcast. She bought me this from Vintage Gamer about 6 years ago. They're doing building work over the back of me, man, and the fucking place gets full of fucking dust because I have the windows open. And when she told me how much to pay, I said, "Oh fuck me, I could have got one from the boot sale." That, you know, that's I'm not tight, but I collect. I don't collect to get the high end ticket items. If I get them cheap, brilliant. You know what I mean? It's all about that thrill of the hunt for sure. With me, Dana is the first tube I ever approached. He's a dead friendly guy. Don't get spreading nasty rumours about me, man. Question for seriously, next person to put fucking question for Dana is going to get a timeout. Yeah, we'll talk a bit about the Last Dance because obviously it's in this. What fuck me? I was about to turn around. This one's Jordan's number 23. As I say, I'm not a massive basketball fan. I used to play at school. I used to be on the school team when I weren't in detention. But in the 90s, growing up as a kid, the only basketball team I knew was the Chicago Bulls, which would have obviously been down to their success and Michael Jordan's worldwide fame. I hated Space Jam. I've never watched Space Jam. And when I used to play NBA Jam, I always used to be the Bulls, which was Horace Grant and Scottie Pippen. It used to, in fact, I believe Jordan had his own version made, an arcade version with himself on. But I believe he couldn't be on the game due to franchise rights because wasn't he in the game Jordan versus Bird, which was Larry Bird of the Celtics? So yeah, I remembered that. And when I watched the document, I'm massively into sports biographies anyway, like knowing behind the person, behind the athlete, if you know what I mean. So watching that was brilliant. You know, I mean, some people. What you got to remember, man, is especially with the Americans, they do like a little bit of drama anyway, and it, you know, that sort of thing. So there was always going to be controversy. I mean, Horace Grant's been made to look a bit of a dick. So as like Scottie Pippen's, you know, it's half and half with Scottie Pippen, brilliant athlete who was underpaid, but he even said he signed that contract because he fucking needed the money to support his family. So. Isn't he like one of 7 or 9 kids? Like his family had a load of kids. His brother was disabled. His dad was disabled. You know, so he needed that money. And 2, some of it did show that he had a little bit of a bad attitude, especially as a senior player. So, you know, but as long as it doesn't affect his like friendship with Michael Jordan, then that's good. But if you've not watched The Last Dance on Netflix, go and watch it. It's a brilliant documentary of the last season of the Chicago Bulls franchise playoff final winning franchise. Where's your prize possession? I've got it. It's still in the box because it's going to feature in my next video, which I am going to film over the next couple of days. There's going to be a big Longs pickups video featuring gifts, stuff I've bought, eBay, local pickups, and obviously what Mark's talking about. So, next question. Oh, he keeps fucking scrolling. Oh, See, you don't want to ask me about documentaries because I watch all sorts of weird shit, right? Obviously, Blackfish. Blackfish was one that I really enjoyed a few years ago, which is about the killer whales at SeaWorld. I'm massively into great white sharks, killer whales. They fascinate me. I don't agree with orca shows, but in the same sense, I'd love to be in the fucking presence of one and just appreciate the size of them. But would I ever go to one after watching that? Probably not. There was also another one that used to be on Netflix a few years ago called The Cove, which was about dolphins and how they used to slaughter them in China. Or was it? Yeah, and they went back and done a second part and they had to sneak in. That was a good one. I watch shit like there's right. I'm going to tell you some classic documentaries now because I've already told you them. There's one called American Movie, which is about this amateur movie maker in America who makes like really, like, you know, it's just a guy with a camcorder filled in. He makes a film called Coven, but he calls it Coven. We're gonna film Coven, man. We're gonna finish it, and he films it with his mate, and they've got no money, but it's really fucking funny. Like, there's a scene where his mate wins on a scratch card, and the bloke who's videoing these two guys says, he turns to him, he goes, "Don't tell him that I've won this money. He'll make me put it into the movie," or something like that. And it's just really funny. Like, you know, just two couple of dumb. I think the guy probably made thousands off it. I know he featured in South Park, and he's done talks. There's a series called Dungeon Master, which is about fucking people who play Dungeons and Dragons. Like, you know, they have the meetups and they play old school Dungeons and Dragons. Some of them dress up. There's some real dicks in that. That's quite funny. And then my last one is called The Best Worst Movie, which is about a film called Troll 2, which has no trolls in. They're all goblins. And oh man, there's a famous line. It's look, they're just documentaries about shit. I watch any old shit. If you could see my Netflix view list or my Amazon Prime, I will watch any old shit. But there's a list of a few. If you've got the same sort of weird entertainment value as me. Selective Collective, what is your favourite Mega Drive game? Well, I shouldn't really answer this because I might do a video response to Al, but he didn't tag me personally, so I kind of took an offence to him. I'm going to go with Splatterhouse 2. There you go, Splatterhouse 2. I do enjoy that game. Super Quintendo question. Well done. Anal or missionary? I don't receive either, so you're probably the most qualified to answer that, if I'm honest, Craig. Are you going to start selling from the shed if we don't have any events soon? You know what? That's a good question. If you're on the Discord, you saw pictures of my shed. I hate eBay for selling. I'll buy on it, but I don't like selling. I like selling at events. I like money, cash. And currently, I'm not in a situation where I need to sell that stuff. So I can sit on it till there's events. But eBay is such a ball ache. I mean, I know Pete Oldschool's been having problems with returns and shit. When I very, very first started selling, I started selling on eBay. And by the time you took off your fees, the effort to go and fucking post, it wasn't worth my time. So I didn't bother. I'd rather go to the event, shift in bulk. Plus, I love the events. It's a way to get into the events. I get, like, obviously, you know, to stay after playing on the games. And, you know, I get to have a bit of social at the ones that have games. And obviously, you know, I get to see a lot of my friends doing it. So I've been gifting some of the stuff out my shed. In fact, there's some consoles on the way to you, Craig, that you can have a look at. But I forgot to put the fuck. I wrote a note telling you what the fuck was up with them and to have a look. And I fucking left the note outside of it. But I made it. Look, man, if there's someone who's after a specific item or a bundle or something, I will shift some of the stuff. I mean, I've got some Action Force stuff still not wrapped up for Burnt Out Culture. He's not told me if he still wants or not. If not, I can fuck that off. I mean, there's just as much, you know, that stuff that's in the shed, that's just my gaming stock. Up the loft is my toy stock, which is pretty much similar sort of size amount of stuff. So, you know, we're talking serious amount of stuff. But yeah. Question for Dana. Right, Eddie's having a timeout. Can I do? I can't fucking do it from here, can I? Or can I? No, I can't, you bastard. Stew time, Eddie out. Bud or Carlin, neither. I'd rather drink my own fucking urine. Cider all the way. Let's see. Game Chasers, the movie. I won't be watching that. I did used to enjoy the Game Chasers, but it's run its course, man. It's a lot of it's bullshit. They're both kind of great on me. The taller one of the two, more so than others. On Amazon Prime, it's got the Angry Video Game Nerd movie, which I won't be watching because I'll be honest, man, I don't like his content. Like, I don't get his diarrhea jokes and shit like that. You know, it's not my kind of humor. You know, I appreciate it, but was it something I watched and enjoyed? The answer is no. I'm probably fucking losing subscribers and interest by the minute because I know you all fucking bum them. But that's just me. I tell you what, I'd rather watch than that. I'd rather watch Rich King Retro walk around a car boot, or Kev Walford walk around a car boot, or Kieran walk around a car boot. Question for the host with the most. Wasn't that Beetlejuice, or was he the ghost? Shout out 5 non-gaming channels you reckon. Oh, for fuck's sake. Right, give me a second, because I'm going to go to my YouTube. And Stu's going to start laughing straight away, because he's going to know. Right. Non-gaming YouTubers, they won't be on my subscriptions, because I only subscribe to gaming YouTubers, but they will be on my recommended. Right, first off is Jason Rupp. That's spelled Jason, R-U-P-P. He goes around the world, mainly China and the Philippines, and he gets head massages, he gets shaved, he gets his hair cut, and I just find it really fascinating. I also watch a channel called Being Scared, which tells like just short tales of scary encounters and stuff like that, you know, like Alone in the Woods and all that. I put that on to fall asleep too. What else? So there's 2. So what we got? We got Jason Rudd, Being Scared. Let's find someone else. There's someone who I watch who has a lot to do with Jurassic Park, and no, it's not John Hammond. Before you say Clayton Ferretti or something like that. He does. He's recently done videos on what may be featuring in Jurassic World domains. I find him interesting. Crazy Russian Hacker, that kind of fucking explains itself, really. And Lazy Masquerade, who also tells like scary stories. So I hope that interests you. I do watch a lot of chiropractic as well. There's Dr. Gregory Thomas at Houston Chiropractic Services. I watch him as well. I watch a lot of chiropractic channels. Just find it interesting, really. Evening, Sean. How's the community this evening? Are you currently on Warzone? If not, I will be on after I've done this stream. Sean, me and Sean and Joe have been playing some Warzone. I think he's going to be streaming it later. Fuck's sake. Question for Eddie. How are you enjoying your time out? I hope that says. Right, let me find out where my last question is. Fucking hell, I didn't expect this many questions. Right, question. If you had Metal Jesus, if you had to have Metal Jesus or the Gebs on the stream, who would you choose? Right, I'm going to pick a bone with you, because when I was searching for your channel, I put X-File 2708 in. It come up with the Gebs meets X-Files 2708 again. So you've obviously met Gemma. I don't know what she was like back then. What I will say about Gemma is she's obviously a passionate collector. She's got a big collection. I don't agree with a lot of her methods, but she's a genuine collector. And she did do a talk at a local, really small gaming event, which was a 24-hour event to raise money for breast cancer, which she came and did a talk at. Obviously, you know, she didn't charge her, and it was something she was very passionate about. So I will tip hats to her. So I would choose Gemma over that. Plus, we can't have 2 hairy bearded men on at the same time, really. So, you know, Gemma would bring in a few views for me. So there's your answer to that one. Question for Roland Rat. Has Ed the Duck ever shit on your head? I ain't no surprise. I'll tell you what, this is on here as well, right? And Marcus never ever commented, but I noticed he shared a picture of Roland Rat on his Instagram, Old X-Files today. It's a very similar one to that. So Ed the Duck's got no arse ever since he hung around with Philip Schofield. Question for Eddie. Are you enjoying your time out? Brilliant. Right, question. Did you try and get Timmy Mallet on your stream? Right, there's a story. Yes, I did. I did try and get Timmy Mallet on the stream. I sent him a message. I do watch his Mallet's Palette where he paints. Never got back to me, but what I will say is he's got a lot of subs, so he probably doesn't reply to every message. And I think he's still, like, you know, he probably does. I know he does appearances for like £100, so he might have wanted some. He didn't reply. It was a shame. I'd have loved to have got Timmy Mallet on because he's someone who I certainly enjoyed seeing on TV as a kid, but I did try and get him on. There's a lot of people who I reached out to. Some were fucking ignorant and didn't even reply, and I tried to contact them on several forms of social media, but I'm not going to name names. And some just said no thanks, or they were busy, or they just couldn't do it. But, you know, I just appreciate it. Question: best film you've not heard of that you found on Amazon during lockdown? What have I watched? Fucking hell, I've watched loads. There's a lot that I wouldn't say are the best. That I watched a lot of like Bigfoot films. I watched a film. It wasn't on Amazon. It was called The Black Panther, which is from 1977, which is about a true story, which actually took place about 10-15 miles away from here, about an ex-military guy who was living like a double life. He was robbing post office. He shot someone, and he kidnapped the daughter of a local travel company, and he hid her in the storm drains. Now, it's very questionable whether, when he didn't get the ransom, whether he pushed her off the shelf or whether she just fell because he left her with food and stuff. So that was an interesting film. I hadn't heard of it. It wasn't on Amazon Prime, though. It was on something called Roku, which my missus recently purchased. It's very dated, but it also sets the scene because obviously it happened in the late 60s, early 70s. So, yeah, The Black Panther, not the Marvel film. It's about, oh God, what's her name now? Leslie. Can't think of a name, but like I remember my dad talking about it, like, you know, when you drive past and you go, oh, that's where the Black Panther fucking hid her or something. It happened, as I say, not too far away from me in a town called Bridge North. Doppel, I think I know who that is. I've seen him voting on YouTube of the month. Oh God, he's fucking done it again. I'll go find where Pete's question is. Then scroll down. Hope you're all well anyway. You all seem to be chill. Keith Hammond. Who the fuck's Keith Hammond? Oh, I know who Keith fucking Hammond is. He's a fucking idiot. I'm not a crack addict. You know what it is? I watch it and I envy it because the Americans do a lot of different techniques. See, I have some back pain because of my job plastering in the back of my shoulders here, but I don't have so much neck pain. A lot of it's in my shoulder. I have terrible problems with my shoulder, which all come from my back. But there's not many UK chiropractors that do the stuff that they do in America. And I watch it, and it sounds weird, but I get some sort of relief from watching someone having the part of their back crack that I feel that I need doing. And it's a lot of it's curiosity. My favourite wrestling main event ever as a kid. Does it have to be main event? Because it wouldn't be main event. It would be SummerSlam 1997, Triple H versus The Rock ladder match. There you go. That was the easy answer. It wasn't main event. If you go main event, it's got to be the Royal Rumble. Was it 98? No Chance in Hell, where Austin had the $100,000 bounty on his head. That would be another one. I tried to get him on. He had technical difficulties, and he didn't reply to many of our messages. I was going through a third party, and you know, it was hard enough hassle getting people on and sorting their tech out without having to chase after anyone. And that's not me being mean, but you know, if you want to be on, you've got to meet me halfway and help me out a bit. That's all I'll say on that. I will have to go back and read some of these comments later, but I appreciate the kind word. Before I head off, would you consider converting these to a podcast series? I've listened to more than one. It has been talked. I talked to Steve from Retro on a Limb, and to be honest, what I've done is I don't want to say the last week off. I've just been gaming last week, and I've just been avoiding coming on YouTube, doing videos, even watching videos. Just had a little bit of a break, and but it has been something. I've spoke to Steve about converting them into podcasts, and also any stream. Like, you know, I'm going to throw this out there now, early doors. I'm thinking of doing some sort of fortnightly stream series. So I'd be grateful of any form of, like, you know, some sort of name. Please don't write in the comments down the side here. So write in the comments if you've got an idea for a name for a series. Please don't take the piss. Also, if I don't really like my intro, so if someone wants to if someone who's more technically gifted can make an intro, it's me asking you to help me make my channel a little bit better. I'd like some new art sorts. If someone wants to do that, in fact, let's make it some fun, right? Let's turn it into, do you remember when we were fucking kids and you used to send your pictures off to the TV? If any of you want to do any sorts of drawings, I will give you my addresses and you can post them in an envelope and I'll start putting pictures up in future streams. But yeah, names for, see, I've got two ideas. I'm either going to do a regular fortnightly stream, or I'm going to do one a month that's done by myself, and then one a month that's done as a collective project with a group of people that we do regular. That's my ideas. I've not put anything into practice yet. So there'd be like one a month where it's me and different guests, and then one a month where it's me and a regular group of people. You know, either it be the TRL get back together or the TNT. In fact, I could do both of them, get involved with them, because I know it was mentioned earlier on. Them are projects I've been massively interested in, but I certainly wouldn't want to take over. I wouldn't want to be the head of things, but I'd be happy to host and do stuff like that. You know, that's my thoughts going forward. Anyway, they're just thoughts that are in my head, like everything else on my channel. And fucking hell, you lot are talking some shit tonight. So that's hopefully that's a kind of answer. Anyone who's interested, PS5 reveal has been delayed. I can see both PS5 and the Xbox, whatever it is, being delayed for the foreseeable, to be honest. I'm sure SummerSlam 97 was Triple H versus The Rock in a ladder match for the Intercontinental title. I may be wrong, but that, I'm sure it was a SummerSlam. In fact, I had it on VHS. I'm sure I did. Yeah, Pete did my old stuff. You know what? I thank Pete for that, and I know he's doing everyone else's stuff. I was just throwing it out there to other people in the community. You know what? I'd like someone, you know, who's finding their feet themselves, and so I can give them a shout out and maybe help out their channel. And you know, I might do something myself, because I did these new banners and that myself. It's just, you know, it's after all. Have you? So anyway, to be honest, retro. What have I been playing? Retro? I haven't. I've been playing the Saturn. I'll be honest with my retro stuff. I've been tinkering because, see, I don't want to tell you too much because I've got a lot of pickups that involve retro, you see, so I don't want to talk too much about it. I played the Saturn for a bit. Russ, who gave me that stand for the Bang & Olufsen, I think the stand's going to have to go. I'll donate it to someone else who wants it, because my telly doesn't fit on it properly. It keeps wobbling. I've been playing the Vectrex, the multi-cart on the Vectrex, which probably that's too retro for you, Eddie, so you're probably not fucking interested. But I've been testing a lot of, like, I've had a lot of games sat on the shelves that I've not tested and played, so I've been fluttering. But I won't lie. By the way, talking Planet Modern, old Eddie, because I know Doppel is you. I've obviously already exposed that. Fucking you and Dylan only buy fucking all this limited run shit, so don't give me this crap. You know what I'm saying? So where's the next question? Favorite? Oh, now we're talking. Favorite UFC fighter, past or present? Now you've got to go back to the original UFC, first few. I got into the UFC from a plasterer who worked with me and Dad. His name's Dan Late. He passed away a few years ago. God rest his soul. But he got me big into the Gracies because he did Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He taught it. And obviously I watched a documentary on Rickson Gracie, who's the elder brother of Royce Gracie. That guy could control each half of his stomach, breathing, fucking mental stuff like that. But Hoist Gracie originally was my favourite fighter, just because if you don't know why UFC started, it started because Gracie Jiu-Jitsu wanted to prove that they were the best fighting form, basically. So the original UFCs, you didn't have all these mixed martial artists. You had a boxer, you had a shoot fighter, you had a sumo wrestler, you had a jiu-jitsu fighter. And basically, I think that night, it wasn't like tonight where you had one fight. You had to win 3 or 4 fights in that night to be crowned the champion. And I think 3 out of the first 4, Hoist Gracie won, and he won like 3 or 4 fights in each of those nights. And he was one of the smallest guys because they could have sent Rickson out, but the point they wanted to prove is that Hoist was smaller, but it was the style that was better. Now, obviously, going forward, everyone adapted jiu-jitsu, and then obviously you had the ground and pound era with Randy Couture and Chuck Liddell. But also, if you ever get a chance to watch Dan the Beast Severn, who was in WWF, talk about his fight with Hoist Gracie, that is worth talking about, because they went half an hour fighting. Like, it wasn't rounds, it was just you were fucking scrapping, and they went half an hour. And fucking Dan Severn says, because obviously Hoist's dad was the coach. By the way, if you're looking up Hoist Gracie, it's spelled Royce. He said, like, Severn had him in this lock, and he looked up, and Hoist's dad was there, and he weren't even going to throw in the towel. He said he'd let me break his son's arm just to prove a point that his jiu-jitsu was better. So that's my answer. Hoist Gracie and Dan the Beast Severn. Favourite page 3 girls, Sam Fox, even before Sam Fox stripped poker. Let's get the photo down. This is young Dainster with very light hair. Where am I? With my dad at Blackpool with a cardboard cut out Sam Fox. And as I say, my dad used to keep a little scrapbook with all page 3 girls in because he told Mum that I was obsessed with page 3 girls, which I think was a very clever move on his behalf. I'm not going to put that back up there now because I'm going to end up ripping that photo. So that is that answer. I hope that is acceptable. Also, Keely Hazel. I did used to like Keely Hazel in probably the late 90s, early 2000s. Keely Hazel. There we go. I didn't think we'd be talking about page 3. SummerSlam 98. I stand corrected. Chuck Liddell. I watched a documentary on him recently, and he's later for Mark Hughes. He beat Hoist Gracie, but there's a story about Mark Hughes beating Hoist Gracie because Gracie said, yeah, but you had to use jiu-jitsu, so therefore his style still won. No weight class. David versus Goliath match. Yeah, early UFC was brilliant. Tank Abbott, One Punch Tank Abbott. I watched a fight of it. I do occasionally watch just random UFC fights. Like, I do like Conor McGregor. Favorite? I'll answer that one in a minute. I've just realised I've missed call. When is the next night out at the kebab shop video out? And what game will it be? You're talking about Gernaldinho's fighting with 5 lives. I don't know. That took some real thinking to do that, did it? I kind of set the bar too high on the first one. I do have Final Fight, so I could think of something to do with that, maybe. Name of the new stream, Unlocked and Unleashed. I do quite like that. Joe Guest. Don't Google Joe Guest now. It'll fucking spoil all your memories. Same with Kelly LeBrock. Question for the host. Would you sponsor Tutti Clay to play a game? Fucking, I'd sponsor Stu. Fucking to play a game for 24 minutes. In fact, the first time I saw him play some games the other day was it his Jaguar he was messing about with. You can tell he's not a gamer because no one stands up in games. Nobody. Favorite John Carpenter film? Halloween all day, every day. Halloween is my favorite film of all time. We're talking the 1979 classic there. John Carpenter's probably my favourite director without me even knowing he was. It was just I liked a lot of his films. But Halloween is my favourite film of all time. Just checking for any more questions. Question for the host. Do you like WWF WrestleMania, the arcade game? No, it's an absolute pile of dog shite. That's the one that's a bit like Mortal Kombat T graphics. Now it's cack. I'm guessing you're Fred, the infamous Fred. They Live, brilliant film, but for me, I'll tell you the story of how I got in to see Halloween's film. During the 6 weeks holidays, Mom used to work during the day. She used to do a cleaning job. So my mate, Ricky Ahern, he won't be watching, so I can say his name. In fact, we still talk about this now. He used to come round mine and hang out while Mom was at work. He was 2 years older than me. But we'd go, like I've mentioned before, my dad had a massive collection of VHS, all horrors, B movies and stuff like that. And me, I probably was only about 12, 13. He would have been, 15? We watched Halloween, first time I'd ever seen it. And the image that stuck with me the most was at the end of the film when you look outside and Michael's on the grass like that. It cuts to Dr. Loomis, and then when it cuts back to Michael, he's gone, and that music hits at the end of Halloween. So that was stuck with me forever, and that is why Halloween is my favourite film of all time. Critters is a good series. It was kind of a... Do you know the way to Amarillo? I don't, but I heard Peter Kay does. Question for the host. What do you think of... He's the one who went to WWE, isn't he? I think he got a raw deal with WWE because he obviously could beat Brock Lesnar, but obviously signing for WWE, that was never going to be in his contract. I'll be honest, the only real modern UFC stuff I watch is Conor McGregor, and I did watch a bit with Bisping when Bisping was champion, but I don't watch it religiously. I pick and choose. As say, the real early doors days back in 1993. That if you want to learn what UFC was originally set up to be, not the Dana White franchise that it is now, go back and watch. I'd say the first 20 UFCs. They're brutal. Like the only rules were no groin strikes and no small joint manipulations, and obviously no eye gouging. Other than that, anything pretty much went. In fact, I believe someone got disqualified for groin strikes. Question: British amateur or American high production value? Now, I hope we're talking YouTube, but it'd probably be the same answer either way if we were talking porn, if I'm honest. British amateur. I'll be honest, right? I don't watch YouTube always for the content, if that makes sense. I watch for the person. It's probably why I don't like even some of the bigger British YouTubers who are characters or aren't portraying themselves true, you know what I mean? Like, okay, my channel name's Danester, but you come here, you see Dana Meddings. That's my name. That's who I am. That's who I present myself as, if you know what I mean. I don't... If I want to watch characters, I'll watch a proper actor in a TV series. I used to enjoy the Game Chasers. The very, very... It's just gone beyond what it was originally, if you know what I mean. I do like Pat the Nez Punk's Flea Market Magnets. I did used to like his podcast, but he used to talk too much that I wasn't interested and related to because they're in their own bubble. So to answer shortly, British amateur is my favourite style of YouTube. Favourite Bruce Lee film? Is it Enter the Dragon, the one with the American actor with the black hair quiffed over, and there's the black guy with the afro, Enter the Dragon? I've not watched many Bruce Lee films, in fact. And there's a guy with is there a guy with Vega's claw in it as well? Or is that another one of Bruce Lee's films? I'll have to scroll about 20 miles to find the answer. I hope I'm answering. Big Trouble in Little China was the very, very first VHS I ever bought. Did you see that Lakers? Yeah, I had no interest because I'm not spending $5,000 on a fucking game. What is your favourite boot shelf purchase that's been £1 or under? Fucking under. Fucking hell. £1 or under. Tell you what, I got this for 20p. I got that for 20p. My brother used to have that pencil case and I inherited it as a kid. There you go. Just because I can't think of... Quid is normally the go-to amount, really, in it for a game. Question for the host. I sent you a friend's request. Would you like to challenge me at UFC? If you want to buy me a copy of UFC 3, I'll challenge you. No problem. In fact, true story, I bought the UFC game on the PS1 while I was on holiday in Ibiza. Back in 2001, that would have been, from some Spanish store. Because I hadn't seen it in the UK. Question, what happened to the host coming on after 30 minutes? No one sent it. If someone wants to come and chat, I sent the link out. I'll send it out again. Am I boring you, Al? Is that what you're saying to me? I'm just answering people's questions. They're obviously enjoying it. Yes. We have one guest. Let me just scroll to the bottom just to make sure I've missed no one's question. Then I will add my first guest in. I think I'm caught up with the questions. So, my first guest to join me tonight. Fred, I don't know you. You've got no picture. Sorry. Hello. Can you hear me?
Right?
Yes. Right, everyone's joining now. I hope you've all got something to say.
They're fucking taking away the rear-facing camera, so I'm talking to the back of my phone.
Turn it down, Mike. We can hear the fucking stream.
Yeah, I've turned it down. Turn it down.
Guys, what do you fucking two want then?
I want my hat-trick ball. This is my third appearance.
It's getting a bit wooden.
I was getting wooden. Fuck me. I got a question. Are you doing a skip rat and interviewing your multiple personalities? Mate, you wouldn't want to... This is the nice one. You wouldn't want to meet the others. Right. Have you got anything to say then, you two? Or are you just coming to fucking sit down or what?
Oh, I want my hat-trick ball. It's my third appearance. I want you to sign it and all.
It's a second. Where's old school? Where's old school? Is he not coming in?
I'm only allowing two on at a time, Michael. We know the rules. Anyway, Rob, sorry, mate. It had written in the contract that you had to appear on camera all 3 times. So, sorry.
No, that's all right. Does that mean I've done it now? My hand there?
Fucking hell, we only just about saw your hand. Parcel on the way to you as well, Rob. Anyway, I sent it today.
How is that? Awesome. Thank you very much.
Yeah, no worries. It's fuck all on the way to you, Michael. Sorry, you've got enough shit. Have you sold your 15 copies of Chase HQ?
Not yet, not yet. A couple of weeks today, though. A couple of weeks today into CX.
They'll send them to eBay. They'll send them you back soon. Yeah. Question for Rob: how many 360 games do you have?
Ones are actually catalogued 413, but there's about another 20 floating around on the floor waiting for pickups. Waiting for pickups videos to be done.
I've got to do a pickups video. I've got pickups there, and I've got pickups on the way.
I've got some American imports to show in the next one. I had to get them.
American import what? 360?
Exclusives?
Yeah. To America they are. Yeah, they weren't released over here. But they're ones that I've always wanted. No spoilers.
No, don't spoil nothing. So have you two been playing any video games or anything or what?
Absolutely.
I've been playing Streets of Rage 4. I've completed one character. I'm going through it with the second character now. And as per usual, Resident Evil 4.
I completed Streets of Rage 4, but I've been playing. I'm not one of these who want to complete it again the next day, if you know what I mean. Like, I've done it once. I'll leave it for a bit now.
Yeah.
I played it 9 times.
No, Planet Retro, you gotta wait. Sorry.
But, as regards to playing games, I did play quite a few for about 24 hours straight the other night, so I've been playing quite a bit.
I know you did, and well done on that, mate. In fact, are you an admin on my fucking thing? Are you a mod?
Yeah.
Post your link to your Just Giving. In fact, right, this is what we're going to do. First fucking one here is for Rob's Just Giving for doing 24 hours gameplay. I'll let you talk about it, Rob. You did it. Fucking,
well,
you said it.
Can I just say, I ended up on 284 during the stream, and I've had another 10 to go since. So I'm up to 294 at the moment, which is well above where I thought I would be. I'm glad I'm here, actually, because it gives me another chance to say thank you to everybody, because when it got to the end of the stream, I had this lovely speech planned where I was going to say it all nice, prim and proper and thank everybody. But I was so fucked. I was just, words were all over the place. But just let it be known, if you haven't seen the thank you video, just everybody that donated, watched, interacted in any way, shape or form, seriously, I cannot thank you enough. I mean, I had viewers at every point. There was no point where I had no viewers. Obviously, I was watching it myself, so I could see what was going on. But the lowest amount I had at one point was 4, but that was because it was like 3 in the morning. You know, I mean, thank you, Eddie. You was there doing comments and keeping me sort of awake during the night. But yeah, no, it was an incredible thing to do. And I was literally, when I signed out from that, I was proper, actually emotionally overwhelmed by the amount of people that was actually there at the end. Honestly, the viewing figure just shot right up. I was so emotionally overwhelmed. You're going to laugh at this, but I couldn't fucking sleep for an hour. That's ridiculous. But
Rob, that may be the fucking soppiest thing ever said on this stream.
I don't care, mate. I don't care, mate. Honestly, it was just fucking awesome.
I've not been able to sleep because I go to bed, right, because I was playing Man-Eater. All I could think about was that game. And then the last 2 nights, I've been building fucking Jurassic Park in my sleep, man. Fucking crazy. I can't get out of my head. So tell everyone what the cause is, Rob, and put the link in the comment down.
Okay, I'll have to find it. I'll find it as soon as I can on my other phone. But yeah, it was for NHS Charities Together, which basically helps all the NHS staff, carers, and volunteers that have been affected by the COVID-19 outbreak. So yeah, honestly, it was just a case of where I was, I've been sat around for 50 days, pretty much doing fuck all, only going out to buy food. I just felt like I wanted and had to do something to show my appreciation more than just clap out the window, which was amazing anyway. But I came up with the idea and I pushed it out within 3 days in case I had to go back to work. So I'm doubly impressed by the amount of support and the amount of donations that I got as well. But yeah, NHS Charities Together. And if I can find the link on my other device, I will post it in the chat as soon as I do. Honestly, thank you, everyone.
Right, because I've got people joining. I'm going to set like a 10-minute time limit for guests. So you guys will be gone in 6 minutes, if that's okay. So if you've got anything you want to say, make sure you say it. Question for Rob. Can you read that, Rob, or do you want me to read it?
I'm talking to the back of my phone, mate. Sorry.
Okay.
If you put it on the screen, I will actually see it on my TV. Yeah, okay. You got me achievement hunting for the last time. You were on 1000G Fractured Minds earlier, nice and easy. Any other easy 1000G games you'd recommend off on? I'd have to go through Game Pass and have a look because I'm not totally on top of what's in there, but I know the Telltale games are in there. If you've never played the Walking Dead Telltale games, they're pretty much just an interactive story you've got to play through. But apart from that, off the top of my head, without looking, I can't remember what's in there.
Oh,
question for Big Mike. Amiga or Specky, what's his favourite?
Well, that's real tough. That's real tough because that's number 1 and number 2.
Well, which one's 1 and which one's 2? That kind of fucking answers the question, then, doesn't it?
Well, let's get into it if you let me finish. I probably got to say that it's probably for me it's a Spectrum probably because it's my first ever computer. Whereas the games are probably better on the Amiga. Let's be fair, but I don't think you can ever sort of beat your first ever sort of computer and the journey that it's led on to. That's where it all sort of started for me. Before the Spectrum had a TV plug-in, a Binitting. So Spectrum was where it sort of all started for me, really.
Another question for you from Eddie, because we know
Right.
Doppelbockers, Eddie. How many copies of Rainbow Island do you own, and what version would you still like to get? Amstrad is a very good port of it, by the way. Just saying.
I've definitely got it twice on disc on the Spectrum box, 2-box variants. So I've got the white box variant, the black box variant. I've got it on tape as well on Spectrum. So that's 3 on Spectrum. I've probably got a 4th one somewhere. And I've got the Amiga box variants as well. So that's 5. I've got Mega Drive as well. So that's 6. I may even have it on DS. So that's possibly 7. So quite a few. We've got quite a few. I don't know the C6. I don't know what the C64 one looks like. I thought that looked quite strange. So it might be interesting. I've got no C64 games. Well, C64's the enemy in it really, with being on your Spectrum side. So yeah, I don't think there's many that I could get really. I think the Amstrad version's pretty much the same as Spectrum.
The Amstrad is a good version. Raz, you're going to be sat backstage for 3 minutes. You got to fucking wait now, Raz. You're too keen. Question for Big Mike. Another one from Platinum Gamers and Movies. Your friend and mine. Reverse hairstyle to me. It's Tony. Question for Big Mike. How many Amiga games has he got so far? Asking for me, please, Dana. I have done.
I haven't got a clue. I haven't counted them up, but I've got around 10 big plastic tubs of them. So I don't know. I think you fit a 64 in a tub. Probably around. Well, if you fit, no, you can't fit 64 in a tub, can you? Yeah, if you do double layered, you can. I think. I haven't got a clue really. I would say probably 300 plus, maybe more than that.
So I can vouch that you have no clue what you fucking own, Mike, because I've been to your flat. You have no clue, dear. So you guys have got 2 minutes left. Is there anything you want to say to the audience in those 2 minutes? I'll let Rob go first anyway, if he's here.
Yeah, I'm still here. Don't worry. Hang
Just
on
put your hand so I can see.
I can't talk to the back of my phone. Can't see what the fuck's going on.
Did you go for a quick question? Did you go for a poo during your 24-hour gaming thing?
No. I pissed 3 times if you really want to know that information. But every time I managed to do it while some finishing credits were rolling. So I only actually stopped gaming for a total of 10 minutes while I ate a pizza very quickly. So I was trying to stay legitimately as I could 24 hours actually gaming. But no, to be honest with you, man, I want to say something to you more than anything, because I'm sorry if I sound like a soppy bastard again, but like I say, I have been furloughed off work. I work in passenger aviation. I'm probably not back at work for another month. But and I live on my own as well. And these have been an absolute godsend to my sanity of an evening. So if anything, I actually just want to say thank you to you more than anybody. So there you go. Honestly, cheers, mate. Brilliant.
Yes, thank you very much, Rob. And it's been a pleasure. And thanks for being on 3 times. You've helped me out, especially the second time, because that was at a drop of a hat. Quick question for Big Mike. Question for Mike. Which Holy Grail Spectrum game would you like to own above all others? That's from my friend Darren McGowan.
Oh, I don't know. Obviously, Sly Spy for me was a major one. Obviously, ordering it sort of 30 years ago and never receiving it. So that was the big sort of thing I was always after. North and South on disc. I'd love to own that again. I actually did own that, and I sold it to go to an event, because I've only ever seen 2 copies of that ever available. I think with a lot of Spectrum stuff, I've pretty much got what I want now. Really, is I'm sort of collecting all the sort of unusual and weird sort of disc games. Anything that I haven't had or haven't got. That's what I'm sort of collecting now. So I don't really have anything as far as I probably would do if I had a bit of time to think. But at the moment, I don't have anything that I'm like really after at the moment. I'll tell you what I wouldn't mind actually. I wouldn't mind the Ultimate Play the Game collection on disc. That's quite a hard one to come by. I've seen it twice so far. I didn't have the readies to pull the trigger at the time.
No worries. So have you got a message for anyone or comments about the stream before I have to release you to unleash 2 more people?
Well, basically, I just think, it's like you say, with all these strange times and everyone having to stay indoors and everything, I think this stream sort of it's like you say, it's given everyone something to look forward to on an evening. It's brought the sort of community a lot closer together. It's brought a lot of channels that I wasn't aware of to the forefront. A lot of channels that sort of disappeared coming back, and I think it's been nothing but a plus on the in the community side of things. Really, I think it's sort of brought the community stronger together, if anything. So thanks, Dana, for that, and hopefully it'll all continue in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I'll plan on doing something. What yet? I've got plenty of ideas and not a lot of energy to do them all at the moment. But anyway, I want to thank you both for popping in on this open mic evening. I'm going to drop you both off so I can get 2 more people on, if you don't mind. So if you want to say ta-ra.
Yeah.
Cheers, Dana. Cheers, everyone.
See you later. That means 2 more people can join. First come, first served. Which will probably be Raz. I want to quickly share a link before I add 2 more people. We all know Beth Bear was on the stream the other day, and she was posting about raffling off her Switch, Animal Crossing Switch. Basically, it's £5 per entry, and this is the link to the Just Giving page. So, holy shit, that's a long link. Oh well. Click on that. That should take you. Oh my god, it sent it over millions of messages. Someone go and get Beth Bear's link to Just Get. In fact, you know what? I'll just do it myself. Bear with me. First guest. I'll be with you in a second. Close that. Copy that. Get off that. Fuck me, I nearly put myself in a timeout. This is the link to Beth Bear's Just Giving. It's £5 per entry. And I'm going to bring with you my second guest, and I do approve of his t-shirt. So, hello, NWO for life. We can't hear you, Russ. Where's your mic? Have you turned your mic on? Go into your settings. There's space for 1 more person as well. Let me find me invite. Copy to clipboard. Look at this, man. I'm multitasking tonight without fucking it up. Have we got any sound yet, Russ? Let me hang on. Let me drop you back in and back out. Sometimes that works. Try talking now, mate. Nope. Okay, drop yourself out and come back in. I can't promise that no one else will jump in, but I will get you on at some point. I will go until tonight until everyone's been on who wants to come on. So that is the link to the StreamYard if you're enjoying. 26 in chat. Dana becomes mega famous. I'm not mega famous at all, Tony. Well, I've got no one here. As I said earlier, this stream just started as me and my mates just talking, and it's just grown naturally. And talking of one of my friends, there's one here. Hello.
Oh, hold on.
Have you not fucking took that t-shirt off since your last stream?
No, hold on. I'm a hurry. I can't hear you.
I can hear you. Hang on.
Hold on, mate.
Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Look at all these people itching to join. Technical difficulties.
Now, by hearing it twice, how do I get the volume down from...
Turn the volume off on your telly and just have it coming through your headphones.
Okay.
Or on your laptop. Come on, Raz. You've done 3 streams yourself. You know.
It's all in my headphones, mate.
Huh?
It's
echoing in your headphones.
Yeah.
Hello, Russell. Can you hear me?
Can you? Yeah. Can you hear me now?
Talk a bit, and I will fix it.
Yeah. I'll drop you out a second, Raz. Right. Fine. All these people joining and not a clue of technology.
It's all right. I hadn't actually plugged it in. That's the problem.
Fucking
yeah.
I'll tell you what. And the TMB put you in fucking charge.
Well, somebody had to do it, I suppose. But,
like Frank Spencer.
Yeah, funny you should mention that because somebody once described me and a friend of mine as basically Mr. Bean put together with his facial expressions and my body movements, which is and we got on well with him. So yeah.
I was incorrect. It was SummerSlam 1998. I should have known because 97 was a shit year for wrestling.
Well, I remember that cage match specifically, and I thought you might have been 99. But of course, 99 was the triple threat match. So you're only a year out, and that's not bad, is it, really?
Yeah. To say it's probably been the best part of 20 years since I saw that as well.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because
I mean,
I did have a big VHS collection of wrestling VHSs, obviously, but I sold them at the boot sale.
I plug in my recent videos. Yeah.
I've saw. I used to have some of the really, the yellow Survivor Series ones with Demolition.
Yeah.
And that. I had some of them.
I've still got all those tucked away. Like I said, I found a load that I thought I got rid of, but there's still.
I used to have some really shit ones. I don't know if it was, and it was just called American Wrestling, but there was like.
Yeah, I think I know the ones you're on about. Yeah,
they weren't in like your classic VHS cases. They were in slip covers, like the American style.
Yeah.
Old school. Yeah. You've got to wait.
Yeah, I remember seeing those, but I haven't got any of those at all. But
Raz, any luck?
Yeah. I have.
I was in.
I wasn't thinking. I wasn't thinking. Jesus Christ. I'm not tech savvy, mate. Jesus Christ.
I know. I watched your streams, mate.
I'm old.
How are you anyway, Raz? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. It's getting to me, all this free time, but I never thought free time would actually get to me, but Jesus Christ. I'm on a month vacation from today. I don't know what to do. I don't have really the money to be off for. Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to go on about it because obviously I can't get any time off at all at the moment, the way we are. I'm having to work all the way through this. It's been very, very strange.
Yeah.
I had to go to work Friday and I really didn't want to go. It's the first day I've done in 10 weeks. I had to go for one day and I didn't want to go. And it was really boring because I was on my own. I obviously had the radio on. The radio kept me company. What did I listen to? History. I listened to History. And I was doing like a back patio window. So I kept, it was nice. And I was sitting outside in the garden while I was waiting for the plaster to dry. So, but I just didn't want to go. I've kind of got used of not working. So I kind of enjoy that. So if either of you been playing any games is going to be my first question. Go to Bear first because he's on the left as always.
Yeah, I was playing some N64 games the other day. Top Gear Rally, Mission Impossible, and I think I briefly played WCW NWO World Tour.
Oh yeah,
it's quite a lot for me recently because I've not been able to play much. But yeah,
James Keir spoke about that.
He did,
NWO,
yes.
Thingy. I've got this is one of the first wrestling games I got on the PS1, and it's quite a good one. WCW versus the World.
Do you know that is a really underrated game? I had that when it first came out. I did buy it full price, surprisingly, and I was just taken aback by how different it was. It wasn't anything what I expected at all. And then, of course, I bought.
I think it's a reskin. Is it? Am I correct in saying it's a reskin of like a Japanese wrestling game, and they just banged on the WCW few wrestlers from them?
You probably are right because it's a very sort of strange setup with all. You got the WCW roster, but also you got all these other Japanese wrestlers and people you never sort of commonly find in a game like that. So I think you're probably right.
I have a feeling that the WCW ones were just thrown on for the what's it called, the Western market, I think.
Yeah, just to cash in on the rising popularity of it. And of course, they bought out WC Nitro afterwards, which was a complete load of cack.
I like that game for the taunts and the intros. That's the only reason. The videos.
But there was such a simple cheat for it. I think when you're in the middle of the game, you press the select button and somebody did a run-in. And they completely battered your opponent. So you could practically finish the game in one sitting. It was a complete joke.
So, Raz, what you been playing? Some Switch tat?
No, I don't fucking play games.
Do you know? You just put them on the shelves?
No, I actually been playing a game that came from Xbox.
Oh,
it came out there first. Well, it came over to Switch. It's called New Super Lucky's Tale. And I have to say, it's one of the best 3D platformers I've played in many years. So if you like Banjo-Tooie and stuff like that, it's definitely something you should look into. Absolutely amazing.
I've never played Banjo-Tooie or Banjo-Kazooie. Neither of them.
Oh, it's wonderful games. Wonderful games.
They sound a bit kiddified for me, Raz.
Oh, no, I don't know. Banjo-Kazooie's all right.
I played it.
Yeah.
I'm not a massive fan of the N64. The only reason I've got the N64 is for Mario Kart and GoldenEye, and maybe F-Zero.
Has David Birdsall told you to say that?
No, it's just the way I feel.
Because he doesn't like the N64 either.
I think it's an ugly system as well, especially in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
black format.
You know, when you have a bit of cheese and you put that plastic around it, put it back in the fridge, it looked like they put it on the fucking screen when they play the N64. So, but there are ways to play it in Nintendo 64 in better ways nowadays. So I'm definitely gonna head that route.
You know the best way to play an N64? With it not plugged in.
Oh my god.
That's a bit harsh.
Yeah.
Come
Well,
on.
It's
It's not my favorite system either. You know, it was my first Nintendo system.
I'm going to upset you now then,
SNES
Bear,
from
because I'm going to say that fucking wall behind you is just full of shit.
Where?
The Wii.
Oh,
It's
no,
not.
the Wii
No.
is a shit system.
I like Wii.
I know
but
you do,
you're a
Russ. I know.
Nintendo fanboy, ain't you?
Well, see, that's
My favorite
Come on,
systems when I was younger was PlayStation. I don't know why everybody thinks I'm a Nintendo. Just because I just decided to.
I don't know why everyone thinks I'm a Nintendo fan.
Yeah, I am a
channel,
Nintendo fan, but I also like PlayStation as well.
What's the name of your channel?
Oh yeah, fuck off.
But I mean, I was never
Yeah,
Nintendo
sorry.
either when I was younger. I was into sort of Sega and far more interested in their sort of product than Nintendo. But as I said when I came on your stream, sometimes you just got to go with the system. It clicks with you, and it sort of stays there. Whether it's good or bad or indifferent, you know, it's like some people like it, some people don't.
I'm
I
just
can't-
taking the piss anyway.
Yeah, I can't afford to collect them all like I did before, so I had to make a decision, and that's what decision I made maybe 5 years ago.
Yeah,
And, I don't know if it's the best decision. You know, I missed a lot of the Sega stuff, the PlayStation stuff, the Xbox stuff, not so much. So yeah, but that's the route I did. I'm going to find ways to play them in the other way that many people don't like, but
mate, if you need to emulate, gaming's gaming as far as I'm concerned.
yeah.
I've got two more guests waiting, so I'm going to pass over to Russ first.
Yeah.
If there's anything you want to say before you go, and then down to Rad.
Yeah, I only wanted to sort of briefly pop on to say, I typed it in the stream earlier, but I just wanted to sort of say this to you personally, mate. You know, you've done a fantastic job throughout this whole period. Everybody who's been involved, it be a guest, be a commenter, whatever, will never forget this period. You brought everybody together. Here's a Retro Bear first. You're a fucking legend. So, you know, but I don't
Did you know
say
that
words
they
like
had
that
Will
usually.
Smith play me in a film a few years ago?
Did they?
Yeah, I am legend.
Was it the dog?
Yeah, I was the dog.
No, but mate, you know, nobody will forget this. So it's just for me, on behalf of everybody else who'll say it anyway. Thank you so much for what you've done, and in one way or another, we can continue it and carry on, even better. You know,
Brilliant. Cheers. Thank you, Russ, and that's massively appreciated. How about you then, Raz? Because I want to say thank you while you're here for covering for a few days when I was off, man. I hope you enjoyed that. I know I gave you shit when I was off.
It was a bit stressful, but yeah, I love that. I will do it again, and Retro Bear, you know, it's you and me and somebody else. I just want to say I haven't known you that many years, Dainster, but this has to be one of your better fucking things that you did in your life. At least for me, watching you
in my YouTube life. In my YouTube.
Yeah. I mean, like you got the whole community together. And we're watching YouTube more than ever now, and people are making videos left, right, and center. And I think it's a lot to do because you're doing these streams, to be honest. Not just the lockdown, you're doing these streams. Also, I want to say as well, Sega Zombie as well. He's been doing a lot as well.
Yeah, man. Scott's been doing it
as well. Yeah,
a lot of people have been doing a lot of stuff like this, but it's been fantastic, really, hasn't it? But this is something else where so many people come on, and you know, it's been fantastic to see other people as well doing it, and channels I've never seen before. So
we can't mention them all, so I just decided to go with.
No, that's cool, man, and thank you both for popping on tonight. Sorry, I'm moving you on, but
no problem.
Hope to see you all in the chat. And what I will say is, you know, the people who are in the comments are just as important as the people who've been on the stream, and I want to thank everyone. So if you want to say good night, guys, I'll just drop you two out.
See you later, everybody. See you on the tubes.
Right. Let me just manage. Dylan, you're going to have to wait an extra 10 minutes. Oh, they left. Right, so my first person I'm going to add is in a shit top, and my second person is the man, the myth, the legend himself.
Yes, Tony. Tony!
How's it going, Tone?
Not so bad.
We all good. We all good. How are we all doing? Pete, can you hear me? Can you answer me?
Mate, yes. Oh, well, I'm just, to be honest, I'm a bit starstruck. I've got Tony here, you know what I mean? From Snap Brothers and Sisters. I'm telling you.
So, first question: have you been playing anything? Have you been playing anything?
What? Yeah, I did a few lives on my channel.
No, not you. I'm talking to old school
Oh,
first.
no, I've just grabbed the Switch, right? Because I thought I better, answer this question fairly sensibly. Undertale. So I've just got into Undertale. I've heard a lot of good things about it for the past, 4 to 5 years. Also, Pang Adventures, Zelda Link's Awakening. Pang, yeah, it's the remake, Dana, is excellent. Nippon Marathon. That's an interesting, fun title once you get the hang of it, and a few others. But, let Tony take the floor.
Right, so Tony, I'm a little bit in awe here because, like, you are the stream legend, the king of streams. Gus Newton said it himself. So we've finally got you on the channel. How are you doing? I thought you was taking a break.
Yeah, taking a break. I've been off about a week.
You have more breaks
when you're coming back.
You have more breaks than a four-fingered Kit Kat. So what's going on? What's going on with Platinum Gamers and movies? What's the plan for the future, Tone?
I'm going to do a lot more gaming on my channel, I think. I mean, I've got a capture card now, so I'm going to do a lot more gameplays and stuff. And I'm going to continue with live streams like I've been doing on my channel on the PS4 and stuff. But I've got lots of things to plan when I come back. Definitely.
Are there any plans of the panels going on?
Scott?
Are there any plans of the panels coming back, Tony? Because I know panels was a big part of it before.
We were supposed to do one when Nathan and Dan was going to do a horror thing, but they've had other things on. So I'll probably do a lot more panels when I come back as well.
So Tony,
Kevin.
Tony, tell some of the people in the comments may never have met you, some of them, because there's a few new channels. So just tell them a bit about yourself and your channel.
Well, I mainly do classic movie reviews from the 1950s up to the 1990s. I've decided to do the 90s as well this time, then just concentrate on the 80s. And I also start doing some gaming stuff on the channel. But I've been a gamer for about 42 years now, which is probably longer than some of you have been.
Alive?
But,
longer than I've been alive, that is, Tony.
I started gaming, guys, back in 1978 when I first started. But obviously I've had different consoles and systems since then. But, YouTube keeps bringing me back. I've been back on this platform 5 times on 5 separate occasions on 5 different channels. And I think I started the same time when you started doing it. When you started in, was it 2011? I started the same time.
Mate, I didn't start till 2016. That was January 2016.
Well, I thought you might have started the same time as me, mate. That's what I'm thinking.
You were Retronic Collector when I first started.
Yeah, Retronic Collector, yeah. But I've done a lot of things since. I mean, this is why I keep saying people when they do like the normal streams, and I'll say to people come in who don't know me, and I say, "Look, I've been doing it since." And they go, "No, you've been doing it 5 minutes. You've only been doing it since March." I went, "No, I'm doing it for about 8.5 years now." You know what I mean? Just because I have different channels doesn't mean I'm not been on here. But yeah, I wouldn't say that close. But anyway, Gloss will come back better than what it was. I just think he's got some technical issues. I mean, people have been putting him down too much since he had his last stream he did. I think he'll be back better than ever.
When his laptop was on fire on his stream. He's all right.
I'm on a laptop at the moment.
Technical difficulties, I think, was the term that's usually used, Tony. Technical difficulties.
I think he'll come back. I mean, I've been watching Gloss for as long as I've been on YouTube, and he's always come back better than he's ever been. You know what I mean? So don't count him out yet. He'll be back.
I hope so. I hope so for sure.
Yeah.
So old school. I keep going to call you by your real name. Old school. What you've been uploading bits sporadically over lockdown. So what's your plans for the future? Are some of your old videos coming back?
Well, we're gonna start doing proper skits again. Me and Binty and the old school chums, but we're going to continue a few stories. I do now have a dedicated room for music and games, and I've just uploaded a video.
Yeah,
I literally just uploaded it. It's just finished, and I've been gifted some really awesome stuff by a top mate of ours, Dana. You know,
Right.
At least, if anything, a lot of the time you can thumb down my video. I'm all for it because it's divisive. I get it. 100%. I mean, I lose subscribers every time I upload something because whatever I say is going to offend. That's the point. Fuck it. I couldn't care less. Whatever. But this one, on this one alone, even though I'm a little bit, I have a little bit of a flutter, if you like, within the realms of inappropriate behaviour. There is something that's been genuinely nice and shows the community. So the only time I'd ever say put a like on a video, make it this one, all right? And it's not for me; it's for the dude that gifted it. Okay, the stuff. I've had some wicked gifts.
Yeah, because he messaged me for your address, but it was 2 years ago. You gave me your address when we went to Blackpool.
Yeah.
It was long lost in the comments, long lost. So I couldn't find it, but he obviously found it somehow. But are you ever going to?
He didn't even show up. The guy had left the stuff, and we were having, I was basically having a deep tissue massage, and then afterwards I had, rub and tug, basically, effectively, or a happy ending, as we like to say. And in particular, brothels up and down the West Midlands.
Jason Ruff.
What I would say is I fucking come out, and there's this stuff there, just left, and he's drove a good 45 minutes. I think he lives, because it's kind of the other side of Leicester. So it just phenomenal. I'm really grateful. But anyway, watch the video.
I will watch it after this. What was I going to say? Quick question, because I know you, Mark, and Mike have got a plan. If you want to talk about that, and B, are you going to be in that, or are you ever going to unmask? Or
yeah, if I'm honest with you, with this particular thing. I've got the no nonsense reseller boot sales are coming back. That is coming back. I'm going to get unmasked for something called VHS Bootleggers, which is a movie review show, and that's what it's been in the works for like over a year. The artwork's all done and everything. It's perhaps not for people that are into video games. I don't know, but it won't be so much so twattery. I'd cover my face. This is a classic. Yeah. 92.
I was going to say, is that about 92?
Yeah, 1990 to 92 is when you could buy a bloody shirt and have it for 2 seasons.
So how's VHS Bootleggers going to work? Are you all going to do an individual thing and then send it to each other, or is it going to be a stream? Or
so it's going to be like this, Dana, but recorded.
Pre-recorded.
Not live, pre-recorded, if you like. And then we've just got a bit of a format going on. Mark's chose these particular movies we're going to do, and I'm going to choose the next ones. I'm going to do a lot of perhaps European cinema, a lot of foreign films, maybe some Hong Kong, just anything really that probably I'm going to try and steer clear of Hollywood, but Mark likes the Hollywood stuff, so he'll do that. So we'll just see. I mean, it might be a bag of shit. and we'll do. Just get deleted straight away. I don't expect it to be some mega thing or whatever, but it's going to be a little bit more serious in tone, and I'm not going to be acting the twat, basically. That's the idea anyway, which is difficult for me. It's in my nature.
Brilliant. Right, we'll just go over to Tony before we have a message from you both. So, Tony, when are you coming back, and what's your plans for the future of the channel? Sum it up in a couple of minutes.
I'll probably come back next week. I think 3 weeks is enough for a break until probably just before Christmas. But Old School Adverts has always clapped me up on the YouTube, and I actually said to him when he was on my first stream that I actually thought when I saw him like that, it was like a hidden meaning to it. You know what I mean? I don't think it's everybody said that.
There's always a hidden meaning to it with him.
Yeah.
I work for
I mean,
them
we have
myself.
got good ones anyway with the match, but then also we have Old School started before God the Good One started with his bloody mash. You know what I mean? He set the trend for it.
He used to be on a show called Phone Jackers. That's what it was, Tony.
I ain't gonna lie, man. It was influenced very quickly. I needed to cover my face for a previous job that I still kind of work in, but I don't really have to be anonymous now. But I threw it up the wall and it stuck. That'll do. But yeah, I was influenced by MF Doom. I wanted to get a really cool mask, like a metallic thing, but this is the best I could come up with. There's not much copying.
I'm going to ask you Old School like this. Do you not, when you wear that, do you not like sweat or? I'm
sweating. I'm uncomfortable. I can't think. It's disgusting. I can't begin to tell you how horrible it is, my friend.
Right, guys, I've got 2 more guests, so if we can just have a closing statement or message, go to Pete first, then to you, Tony. So if there's anything you want to say, Pete.
Great to see you, as always, Tony. Me and Dana speak an awful lot anyway. But Dana, honestly, I don't like blowing smoke up your fucking inflated arsehole, but I will. For today only. You've done a great job, kid. All right. So it's not gone underappreciated or unappreciated at all. But I also want to thank myself for being a moderator in the chat.
You've done a stellar job.
Thank me, and thank you, and thank Tony.
Brilliant. So, Tony, just a final message from you before I get 2 more guests on.
I have to echo what Old School Adverts says. I mean, you've done a fantastic job over the last few weeks with this lockdown going on. You've taken people's minds off it, for one thing, and it's affected by the people in the chat. I mean, everybody who's come on the panel has been fantastic, but as well as saying that, you as a host, I still think you're a legend, and you always will be, in my view. So,
Thank you.
Awesome, chap.
Double thumbs up, Tony.
Thumbs up. Cheers, guys. I'm going to drop you guys backstage and get the next 2 on. Thank you both for being on, man.
See you later, Tony.
Right, so I've got a returning guest and a new guest. So, Dylan, you're on. Hello.
Hello.
Have you had your
Hello.
Hello. Cooper, what is your first name, or do you want me to just call you Coops?
That's Steve. Everyone's called Steve on this channel, so the stream.
Lots of Steves.
Yeah.
Dylan, just flash us your hat first, so I don't have to ask you. Come on, no, flash it off. I want to see.
Oh, right.
Fucking hell, that is. You could do something good with that now for a change. So, Steve, welcome. First time you've appeared, just like Tony. Tony was the first time he'd been on. So, hello and welcome. We'll go to Steve first. Just plug your channel, tell us who you are, and tell us a bit about yourself.
Okay, so I've been a long-term lurker on the tubes, watching everyone. Everyone's been doing really good work, and I just thought I wanted to get back into it and get some content out there. So, big well done to everyone for encouraging me to do this. Big Nintendo fan, so just collecting anything Nintendo, really. So that's all I've been doing for the last 2 years since I've restarted collecting. So
brilliant. I noticed you've uploaded at least 2 or 3 videos in the last couple of weeks, have you? You've added some content, I noticed. Video, I think.
Yeah, I've been trying to do at least 1 a week minimum, so that's what I've been aiming for anyway. So
well, I never pressurize myself when going to do videos, except for when I was doing lockdown, but that was because I had nothing else to do. But when I go back to work, it'll be as and when I feel like I've got something to say. Question for Dylan. It's from your mate Eddie. I've not read it.
Why are all them turned round?
Why are the games all turned round?
Yeah, it's because in this room in the daytime, it just gets like light coming in. So I'm trying to save them from not getting faded. That's
okay.
It's not crazy.
No. Brilliant. There's a package on the way to you as well.
Oh,
in the post.
Thank you. Oh, right,
I didn't have to ask for your address. It was on the back of that envelope you sent me.
Right. I'm glad it works.
Yeah. You know what? That's a good idea, isn't it? You use an old box with your address on, send it to someone, and just, But now I've sent you that game out that you asked for, so that should be in the post.
Susie's saying about blankets. I should just, put the blinds, so there's no light coming in. I do try and tilt the blinds so the light doesn't come in properly, but yeah, I'm just trying to.
I was going to tint my windows. I was going to tint my window of the games room.
Well, yeah, that's another thing I was thinking about doing, putting some sort of film, like a UV film on the windows. But
the only thing I haven't fucking envisioned the nightmare of, when you see boy racers who fucking tinted their own car?
Yeah.
There's all fucking bubbles in it. I'm just thinking, imagine if I do that with my back.
There's YouTube videos though that show you how to do it, so it's
but which one of us blokes ever actually follows it? We just like, oh fuck it, just put it fucking on. So Cooper, you was away from YouTube for a while because did you have some older videos and then come back? Am I correct?
Yeah. So
did you say did you have a child? If I'm correct in saying.
Every time I seem to get a games room, I seem to have another child, and then that games room disappears. So this happened twice for me now. So I've had to basically sell my collection or put it into storage and paint my games room into a nursery. So I'm currently having a games room built. So hopefully no more children. I can have my own games room back. So it's all in storage at the moment. I've got one shelf in the bedroom with all my consoles set up. So that's where I am at the moment. But as you can see, we've had some building work. There's some nice dry plaster for you to look at.
I'm just checking it out. That's not a bad job, that is it? That's not a bad job.
But I need you to say now that it's got to take at least a year to dry before I'm allowed to paint it, because the wife's on me already.
If you want to call your missus in the room, I can happily say that.
Yeah.
You've got to wait for it properly to air dry first, at least a year before you need to paint that. Yeah. If you want to play that back at some point and stop it before I say this bit. Brilliant. Quick question from Raz to Dylan. Ask Dylan if he's getting Master Blaster double. Is that?
I'll get them, but I'm getting them, but I only buy the standard ones. I won't get the collector's edition, just the standard editions. But yes, I will get them.
Retro Red Steve's asked a question for Dylan, but I'll ask it to you both because if you don't buy limited, Dylan, limited runs biggest game regrets. Go on then, Dylan, because you're a big.
There's loads.
What regrets?
Well, there's like loads of like RPGs in the set, but I'm not really that interested. But if you want the set, you sort of got to get them, haven't you? You know what I mean? But yeah, I don't want to buy any more.
Streets of Rage 4.
I'm still waiting on Streets of Rage 4.
So, Coops, since coming back, have you been getting a bit more interaction and? What's your thoughts of the YouTube community as a whole since, like, obviously you had your break and come back? Is it a little bit of a different place?
Oh, completely. I mean, when I was doing it 2 years ago, I just uploaded videos, didn't interact with anyone. I was like, why is no one watching my videos? I'm not doing any interacting. But since lurking in the background and watching for the last 2 years of watching people here, it's just the community is amazing on here. I can't say how much everyone's welcomed me and chatted to me, and it's been absolutely amazing. All of you that put content out in the last 2-3 months and kept me sane, or everyone else sane during this time, it's been amazing.
Yeah, I mean, what I will say, brilliant. Everyone's doing content, and what I've found myself doing more than what I used to before is I watch and I'm not commenting, and I feel a bit bad about that. But it's almost like what I do is I've set a playlist, so I'll watch one person's video, move to the next. Whereas before, when there was more of a break between people making content, I'd watch that video, then I could take time to comment. Whereas now, I'll just have a playlist on and I'll be watching while I'm playing fucking Jurassic Park Evolution. And often because I'm watching on my phone, whereas I used to watch on my laptop, I'm finding myself not commenting, which is something I want to change myself. You're right, Dylan. You fell over, mate. So, have you been to any events at all, Steve? Do you ever?
I've not been to any retro events. I was planning to go this year. Obviously, that hasn't happened yet, so I'm hoping something happens at the end of the year. I did go to EGX last year, which is the Eurogamer for all the new games coming out. That's the only gaming event I've been to so far. So,
Where's that based at, mate?
that was at the XL in London.
So, are you based down south, are you?
Yeah, I'm down in Southampton, so I'm just quite close to the Pompey gaming guy.
I was just about to say, like, you know, I normally suggest, like, and you don't have to follow this, but when I go to events, I try and fill my car with obviously other gamers, just to it cuts down on the travel cost and stuff like that, if you know what I mean. So you know, I know the Welsh guys have all started talking to each other, and hopefully that, because if it makes that getting to the event that much more cheaper, and obviously makes the trip easier if you've got people to talk to, it's great. But I've heard talks today. Revival may still go ahead in November. I'm in a little bit of a group that could happen.
That's what I'm hoping for.
But Craig says he won't be selling any tickets till the end of summer, the earliest, till he knows more. I mean, because I follow all the local car boots, and one day they're saying they're going to be on, the next day they're not going to be on. Everything's still a little bit up in the air at the moment. But once we get back to normal, the next gaming event, I don't care which one it is, whether it's Play, whether it's Revival, it's going to be epic, and anyone should make sure they're there so we can all have a good beer and have a good few games, and all stay 2 fucking meters away from me because I don't want your lurgy. But what I want to say is thanks for both popping in. I've got no more guests coming in, but I want to have the last 10 minutes talking to everyone. So if you want to have some sort of final thoughts, Dylan, and then down to Steve.
Final thoughts on what? Sorry.
Anything? The stream with the people.
I've had the blast with the streams. I think I've been in the chat on most of them, and I had a fun time, and I did it with you. You know, yeah, it's been good. It's been good for everybody. You know, got me some subs as well. So yeah, no, I've loved it. You know, it's been awesome. I won't say about what's going on the outside world, but on YouTube land and these streams, it's been awesome.
Brilliant. And for you, Steve, obviously someone who's jumped back in during all this, just comments to anyone who's in the comment, a message to anyone who's in the comments, and also we'll go and subscribe to Coops.
Just want to say thanks, firstly, to Dana for doing these live streams, to the TMB that's watch that every week without fail and commented in there. To everyone else, I'm not going to name you all, but for everyone's put out content during this lockdown period and kept me sane, and everyone that's interacted with me, and you've all been so friendly and so welcoming to this community. I've been chatting to YouTubers from Australia that have looked at this and said, you've got a really good community in the UK. We're so jealous of you guys. So it's just a big up to all of you that are on this stream now, talking, interacting. It's just well done, everyone.
Brilliant. And I just want to thank you both for popping in this evening. So thank you both. What I will say is go and check out anyone's channels who's either been in tonight or who's in the comments. Go back and watch the other 36 streams. Check out their channels. But what I like to say is I haven't gained any subscribers. All I do is point people in a direction. If they like your channel, you've earned that subscriber. That's all I like to think that I do. Is, you know, I make people aware. If you're doing good content and people like you, you've earned that subscriber yourself. So thank you to you both for popping in.
Well, I've just gained a subscriber while I've been on here, so it just popped up.
That's it, mate. If someone's popped over,
thank you to I think his name's Ross.
I don't know who that is. He might not even be subscribed.
Oh
yes, he's subscribed to me. So guys, thank you both. I'm just going to drop you backstage while I have the last 10 minutes and finish the live from lockdown. So thank you both for popping by.
Cheers, Dana.
No worries. Good night. So we are. Gernaldinho has just shared Cooper's YouTube channel. If you want to go and check him out, and what I'd say is, I know I like to act arrogant and big-headed, but here I've not gained anyone's subscribers. I've just pointed people into channels that I enjoy, people who I know, people who I've got to know. if you then want to subscribe to them, then great, and it's brilliant for the community. So we're into the last 10 minutes, so I'm just gonna either A, answer any more questions that come up, and B, just put a full stop at the end of what's been now 37 streams. That, you know, when I started this, I'd done one little test stream the night before just to test out the software. I think Raz said it's the greatest thing I've done in my life. I wouldn't go that far, but I definitely 100% agree it's the most positive and the best thing I've ever done so far in my YouTube career. It's been enjoyable. I've met so many good and nice people. I've broadened my horizons. You know, there's YouTubers who I hadn't spoke to, who people suggested, who I reached out to, who then took a chance on coming on my channel, often a much smaller channel, to come and interact with you guys, who have then subscribed and got to know everyone. So if I've done my little bit for keeping this community or making this community stronger, then it's been more by luck than judgment. You know, I always been 8 to 10, mate. I don't know. Oh yeah, always 8 till 10. That's, you know what? As I say, I am planning on doing some sort of streaming format in the future. I think it's something I've become comfortable with doing. You know, I understand doing stuff live isn't for anyone, but when you give like zero fucks about what you say, which is pretty much what I do, live is kind of natural. You know, I'll leave my fuck ups in my videos anyway. The only editing I ever do is to help out other channels. But yeah, you know, and I want to throw it back out there. You know, what I would say is the one thing I miss about doing the stream, it's great having this chat here, but I don't always get many comments on the video. So on this last video, if we could get some comments of suggestions of names for streams going forward, any like sort of artwork or anything you'd like to feature on this channel going forward, I'd like to get involved with that. Russ, I know you keep saying that, but write in the comments, because it's easier for me to check in the comments. Also, I'd like you all to write in the comments what your favourite stream was, or your favourite stream moment over the whole 37 streams that we've done. That would be great. But again, I just wanted to do this last one as a thank you to you, because, you know, probably when I first started, I think we had 20 people watching, and this has grown naturally. My channel's grown naturally, and I think that is the best thing about YouTube. I don't ever go actively advertising this channel. I don't do sub for sub. I don't promote it really. You know, if you want something out of YouTube where you can feel satisfied, you could go and buy subs, you could go and buy views, but you don't get no satisfaction from that. This is something that I'm proud of, and it will always be on YouTube. As long as YouTube's a format that we can all look back on and say, you know, remember that year when we were all stuck inside and fucking Dainster did all these live streams? You know, something like Wooly Weeble, who, you know, he never spoke, never appeared on camera, and now he's doing little bits, you know, stuff like that, like X-File and Junior, who had gone away from YouTube and were just lurking and now active in the comments. X-File, you owe me a fucking video. X-File 2807, you owe me a video, pickups video. You know, who'd had bad experiences of YouTube in the past, and, you know, now that they've seen that, you know, I can't take credit for the positivity of this community. I've just made a platform where you all hang out and we all talk to each other. You guys are the community, and I've just presented a vessel that we can all be proud of, and it's been enjoyable. You know, if I hadn't have enjoyed it, I wouldn't have done it as much. There were times I was tired. There was times I needed a break, obviously with stuff going on outside. But again, I probably won't do anything anywhere near as good as this work in the future. But it's something myself and anyone who's been involved, if you've been a guest, if you've been in the comments, we can look back as something positive. But this is it. This is the full stop. This is the end of Live from Lockdown, the last dance, the end. But not the end of this channel. I am going to be creating some content pickups, and as I say, there will definitely be more live streams going forward. As I say, maybe something just with myself and different guests, and also maybe some sort of regular panel, you know, like we used to do the TRL, the TNT. As I say, I keep mentioning them because they're projects I used to love watching TNT. I was a big fan of, and I would love to be part of that. I know Russ has openly invited that. I'd like to get that started. And TRL was a blast. And if anything, this live from lockdown, it would never have happened if TRL hadn't have happened. It's kind of, you know, it gave me a voice. What you will find is when you come here is there will be no bullshit. There will be no fucking acting up. What you hear is my opinion. I don't expect anyone to agree with it or everyone to agree with it. But, you know, my opinion and my realness will always be here. And that is it. And I've got nothing else left to say. As I say, please leave me some comments with ideas, suggestions, your favourite stream, just on this video. Or if you want to, what I will suggest is if you've missed any streams, they're all worthwhile going back. My biggest fear was to do a stream where I didn't get on with the two guests or it didn't flow. And over 37 streams, that's not happened. So that's a big shout out to all those people who've come on, interacted and enjoyed. So for the last time, good night. It's the end of Live from Lockdown. The sign will be changing. And good night to all. Take it easy, YouTube. Good night.